Michael Irvin is with us on the Harbor One Hotline with Gresh and Andy Hart. Michael Irvin, good morning.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's everybody? You're right. I understand. That's what that play says. It says just that feeling you just got. Like, what was that? And that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Playmaker. Like, yesterday, all of a sudden, there were people sort of talking about, well, these are an important big three. These are big three starts for Mac Jones. And, Bill Belichick had an answer during his press conference yesterday. They were just trying to beat Cincinnati, to where people have taken it as a slight against Mac Jones. And, no Hail Mary at the end of the Raiders game. And Bill Belichick said, well, he couldn't throw it that far. And the whole nine. What is to gain, Michael Irvin, with Bill Belichick doing the mind F on Mac Jones this whole season?
Well, you know what, man? Listen, I've been confused by all of this and the approach that they've taken Mac Jones. I told you that. As much as I love Bill, this is the one time that I would have to question this situation right here that they put him in. It's as difficult as it comes, I think, when you see all the young quarterbacks in the growth that they are making for Mac Jones to be going through that. It's hard to watch.
3 weeks in a row, we've seen Mac Jones on the field, frustrated, vocal, F-bombs, hand gestures. Yeah. What is your reaction to that? I know he's taken a lot of flack from some ex-Patriots and some criticisms. What is your reaction to the emotion that he's showing and toward the sideline?
Well, listen, the guy he replaced was a real emotional guy, so people see that and try to say, oh, don't try to be this, don't be yourself and all that stuff. I like that he's trying to take control, and I love that he's frustrated without having success. That is what you want, and you want a guy that's trying to lead and lead a team. So, I kind of look at it like that. That's a tough position, guys. It's a tough position, a second-year guy in this league. And all the success that New England has had with Tom Brady, now you're coming after him and going through not having your offensive coordinator and these situations. It's just hard because you're being measured against the greatest to ever do it, and you're not even given the stuff you need to try to live up to that.
I know that there are some like Mac Jones is a second-year player. But it feels like, Michael, he's the guy that has to ignite the offense. They don't have, someone like you who could be verbal and get people fired up, or a Ray Lewis or someone like that. They don't have that guy on the offense that can sort of light the fuse. So by default, does the quarterback have to try to take on that role, even if things aren't going great around him?
If no one is grabbing that mental, and no one's grabbing that moment, then yes, it's going to fall back on the quarterback because the ball goes through his hands every play. We automatically make the quarterbacks the leader. We automatically, even when they are not great leaders, we give it to the quarterback because the ball goes through their hands every play. So there's no doubt. There's no doubt. And that's an interesting prospect. That's an interesting thought you said because nobody else is jumping up. With all of these guys, with all the veterans that they have on New England and all the guys that have been around and had success in New England, that's pretty amazing when you say that.
Michael, who do you think will be in New England longer, Mac Jones or Bill Belichick?
Listen, I don't see Bill not being there in the next 5-6 years. It's just a matter of can Mac sustain and play the next 5 or 6 years. But I guarantee you, you guys think Bill's ready to get out of there? You think Bill's ready to retire? Bill doesn't look like he's ready to retire.
No, but I'll tell you this, Michael, and this is where a lot of people, I think, are landing in New England. If Bill Belichick is going to tell Robert Kraft at the end of the year, yeah, hey, we're making strides on offense, and I like Matt Patricia as the offensive coordinator, that's when Mr. Kraft might have to say, all right, Bill, we need to have a tough conversation here.
Do you think Robert Kraft is going to say that to Bill? Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see him say that, man. It's Bill Belichick. Now this is the other side of this kind of name, this kind of man. In the end, you got to make sure if there is an end, that it comes to an end properly. He has deserved that. So that's a big step to get rid of the greatest coach of all time.
But they all have to go at some point, right? I mean, you were part of a dynasty that went after Landry.
Right. They came after Landry, but Landry was in a place, and Dallas was in a place that we needed to change. You know what I'm saying? They needed a change. What you call him is not in that place where it was time, where it's time to come in, change out things. There were some things going on in Dallas. God bless Tom Landry. God bless him. But there were some things going on where you can tell that it was time for him to make a decision or make a change. But I don't see it going on that egregiously in New England.
Michael Irvin with us.
Remember now, I was his last first-round draft pick, so I was right there. I saw it up close.
Well, but that's what I want to ask you, Michael, because I know I asked you earlier about Mac Jones and the whole Bill Belichick seems to be mentally kind of just screwing with the guy. How much psychological warfare, if I could call it that, in terms of trying to drive players, how much was Jimmy Johnson engaged in that kind of, I'm going to screw with your mind to make sure that you can play at a championship level?
What do you think Bill gets it from? No joke. No joke. This is exactly what Bill gets it from. He's always, Jimmy's always pushed buttons like that. Hey, I told you guys, we used to go to Jimmy and say, hey, Coach, listen, man, we don't need these pre-practice speeches. We throw him in. We all got together and said, we don't need these pre-practice speeches every day. He said, come on, we're ready to go. He said, man, listen, I'm not saying it for you guys. He said, I got to get that 53rd man going, and I'm going to have to give that speech every day to get them going. So, yeah, he certainly poked at players all the time. Guys like Big Nate knew he stayed on Big Nate to keep his weight down, rode him hard, It messed with his head. So, that's no doubt. That's what now, and all that's also to see what's in him. You got to push him to the brink. The games ain't gonna be a comfortable place either. So he's putting you sometimes in those uncomfortable places, so you'll get used to them because that's what you're going to be on the field, in an uncomfortable place.
We're talking about quarterback questions for the Patriots and maybe pushing the quarterback to find out what he is. They have a quarterback coming to town on Saturday in Joe Burrow that I think has sort of proven Joe Cool swagger. Is there any chance the Patriots can pull this upset against Joe Burrow and the Bengals?
Well, there is a chance if you can get turnovers, and of course Bill's going to come up with some kind of defense to try to make Joe Burrow make some mistakes. But boy, I love the way Cincinnati looks right now. For me, they look like they're probably one of the best teams, if not the best team in the AFC. They got a great power run. They got a power run game. And then, of course, you know what they have on the end with that quarterback you just talked about. So, this is going to be a tough game. Tell me, this is a tough finish for New England. This whole finish is a hard finish if you look at it.
Michael Irvin, the question of the week is brought to you by the Catches Law Group, New England's personal injury pros at catcheslaw.com. One of our Twitch chatters sent this in. I think it's a good question. Michael Irvin, what are the Irvin Christmas traditions? And do you have a favorite Christmas song?
You know what's so funny, though? I've been, in football for so long, I played on all the Thanksgivings. And Troy and I was talking about that on my podcast yesterday, how many Christmas, how many holidays that we've missed at home out working, just like I'm doing right now. But it becomes just part of the holidays. You know what I'm saying? So most of the holidays I've been either flying in town, or last year I spent Christmas in the hotel room with COVID in L.A. You know what I'm saying? So but the holidays in this business is not something that you'll have many of, because all of the sports leagues, especially NFL, when you're home for a holiday, they want football on the TV because they can get better ratings. That's just how they think.
Well, Playmaker, we appreciate you, and I know I won't talk to you next week, but I'll have you the week after that. And I'm going to guess you're in an Escalade or a Range Rover right now. We heard you getting into the rig. I'm just going to guess there, right?
Right. We the whole crew. We're headed over to the stadium now. You're going to hear the guys talking in the background. We're headed over to the stadium now to go and look at the things, look at the setup, look at what will be.
Big walkthrough
in this game. Yeah, big walkthrough. And wait, is that not amazing too? Since we're on this, to think about we're here to honor the 50th anniversary of Franco Harris, and from way back 1972, and he's 72 years old, and God calls him home on this week. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible.
It was. He was on TV the day before. I mean, literally did a live interview. Very much so. So you're going to Pittsburgh. As someone who grew up in Western Pennsylvania, may I suggest finding some chopped ham? I'm not ribbing you. It'll be one of the best sandwiches you ever had.
What is it called? Chip chop ham.
Chip chopped ham. There's a place called Isley's. It's down by the courthouse in Pittsburgh. I'm sure you can find some people hanging around the stadium that could point you into the direction of where you need to go. But
no. Listen. My body has always found the courthouse. I just think.
Listen, we friendly, but I didn't know if I could go there. But now I know you made the joke. I could have been like, all you got to do, you'll know where to go. There you go.
Yeah, right.
You bump into a lawyer, and they'll tell you where to go. You're the best, man. Hey, Michael, thank you. Have a great holiday. We'll talk to you soon, man. Thank you.
Hey, happy holidays, guys. All right,
we'll see you.
Thanks, Mike.